Hello. We've been traveling for the last 5 months and we've just returned back to the United States. And whenever we travel, I like to buy alcohol at different locations, especially like the local drinks and liquors that are made in the area. Um, Unfortunately, I couldn't bring back a whole lot of bottles because technically you're only allowed one bottle per person, and there's only two bottles for us as a couple. And as you can see, I already have more than two bottles. And generally, they'll allow you to get away with three bottles per person, but I have seven. So that did cause a little bit of a trouble at the customs when we got back. They seem to be very good about it. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look and see what I got. Here are some bottles that I got while I was in Jakarta. And it's been really hard not opening these. It's been at least a month since we bought these, maybe 5 or 6 weeks. And I haven't had a chance to take a look at them. I've been waiting for this moment. These are bottles of Arak, which are from Indonesia. This one I believe is Batavia Arak, and I think it's from Central Java. It is fermented with red rice and sugarcane, and the fermented red rice gives it a funky little taste. At least it's supposed to. I haven't had it because I did a lot of searching in the area, and I couldn't find any liquor stores nearby that had it. Every time we went down and said we wanted to look for some type of local spirit made in Indonesia, they always told me Gilby's Gin or Captain Morgan's, and not their local drinks that they made there. So, okay, $22, duty free shop, no taxes. Can't wait to give that a try. And this one here is the Abali rum, which is made from coconut sap and glutinous rice. And the pineapple flavor will be interesting. Cute little bottle here, depicting some pictures of local Indonesian life back in the day, I reckon. This one was about 360,000 Indian rupee or Indonesian rupee, which probably puts it closer to $25 to $30. So all said and done, probably about $60 for the two. Both of these bottles of Rock are 70 proof or 35% alcohol. My next one is this one, and I actually got two of these because I really like them. This one here I got at the store in Tokyo. Matter of fact, the next 5 bottles I got, they're all from the Tokyo store that I went to last, and that really destroyed my budget. And I would have gotten a lot more there because the prices there were excellent, but I couldn't get them through customs. I was really hoping I could send them back or do something, but there was absolutely no way. What this here is the Blanton's Red. I think it's called Takara edition. It's a Japanese only export. It is the Blanton single barrel with an extra 2 years of being aged. So that there makes it a little smoother, which is made for the Japanese palate. It's hard to find even in Japan, but almost impossible to find in the United States. And that's why I got 2 of them, because I don't think I'll be going back to Japan anytime soon, but you never know. I'll probably get 2 more if I do. So yeah, that's the Blanton's Red. Not as easy to get out as you think it is. And voila. We've got the little horsey on top and everything. Like I said, it's aged an extra 2 years. And these bottles I paid $90 a piece for. So I had like $180 in these 2 bottles right here, which I would gladly pay again. And another reason I got 2 of them is at some point in time I may want to drink one and keep one unopened. So there's one. Comes a nice little handy bag. So the finest bourbon in the world comes from a single barrel. On this particular bottle, it was dumped on 9/6/24 from barrel number 5, stored in warehouse H on rick number 80, and this here is bottled at 92 proof. So it's a single barrel, but it's 92 proof. My next bottle is something I'm really excited about. 4 Roses Super Premium. And what makes it special is it is also a Japan only export. The Four Roses was by Kirin Distilleries in 2002, I believe, and they developed this here using the same 10 recipes used in the regular Four Roses and blended them together, but the combination that they used of the different blends is for a smoother palate for the Japanese. This one here, I believe I paid $61 for. It is one of only two types of Four Roses that are made for a Japanese export, and the other one is called the Four Roses Black Label. This here is bottled at 86 proof, so not real harsh, and can't wait to try that at some point. This next bourbon has an interesting history. It was founded in 1870 in Kentucky, and it almost disappeared entirely, but in the Japanese market, they kept it alive, and it wasn't reintroduced into the US until 2015. And it is IW Harper 12-year. This is one of two of their whiskeys that they still only have as a Japan exclusive. It's a 12-year expression and an IW Harper gold medal. That one I did not see while I was in Japan, but I did obviously get this one here. And a cool thing about this bottle of IW Harper is that it has a unique decanter, which distinguishes it from the other expressions, I think 10-year or whatever. So this here also not only is a great bourbon, but has a beautiful little decanter that you can set on your bar or whatever to make your friends jealous. This bottle I paid $61 for. I think that is quite the steal considering you can't find it anywhere in the US. And it's bottled at 86 proof, which seems to be the lucky number in Japan. That seems to be the sweet spot for their palate, is being aged longer and at a lower proof and just being a little smoother. The next alcohol that I purchased was, I was in 7-Eleven and I just saw this little bottle and I just thought it was cute and that it was a 7-Eleven brand. So, I mean, it doesn't fit in the categories of any of these, but it's shochu. It's a distilled clear spirit that's supposed to be sweet, and it's 25% alcohol. And these can range up to 35% alcohol or 20% down to 20%. But it's one of the most widely consumed spirits in Japan, from what I understand. So, yeah, this here I will have no problem breaking into anytime real soon. And I don't even know what you mix it with, but I'm sure I'll find something. And last but not least is the one that almost broke the bank entirely by itself. And that would be this bottle here, the Wild Turkey Master's Keep Edition from 2023. It is finished in 14-year Jamaican pot still casks. It is the first and only Wild Turkey to be aged in Jamaican rum casks. I'm not saying that they won't be in the future, but at this point in time, this 2023 release is the only one. All right, I'm going to go ahead and open this bad boy up so you guys can see what's in here. Hopefully I don't drop it. And there you go. I did drop my camera earlier today, $600 camera. I can't seem to get it out of the box, so I'm just going to leave it in there. This here bottle was $250, which I think is a pretty good price. I don't know what that would cost in the United States, but I purchased this also in Tokyo at a duty-free shop, so I didn't pay any taxes on it. Yeah, the casks that these were aged in had previously aged the 14-year Appleton Estates rum, so there's a noticeable sweetness to this whenever you taste it from that rum. Can't wait to give this one a try as well. Of course, I have to wait for a special occasion on this one. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me unbox all of these as much as I enjoyed doing it. And I'm also very excited about what I've purchased. These items together, probably about a little over $600 for this collection. So let me know which one of these is your favorite, how much you would pay for any of these, or the group or whatever. And I'd just be interested to know if you had any comments about any of the stuff, or maybe something you've seen in one of my other bourbon videos that I missed and should have gotten. The only bad thing is that I'm only allowed to bring back a certain amount of alcohol on every trip, and Otherwise, I'd had a lot more. Matter of fact, we had to buy an extra suitcase just to put the stuff in, because we originally started with just 2 small carry-ons, and then we had to buy a larger one just to put our alcohol in. But, all right, we'll see.